Hello everyone and welcome to September's Plan With Me. Am I cringing at the fact that September is here and I am starting school in less than a month? Yes. Am I still excited about this month's spreads? Absolutely. I start off each month, like most people, with a month at a glance, but this month I added a quote at the beginning. It says, "Be fearless in pursuit of what sets your soul on fire," and I thought it was just beautiful. It sort of set my soul on fire when I read it, so I wanted to include it at the beginning because I do want it to be a theme for the month of September and my school year in general. I'm going to be very busy juggling school and YouTube over the next 8 months, and for me, surrounding myself with words of inspiration like this really helps. My month at a glance isn't too different from what I've done in the past. The only thing I really experimented with was putting boxes around each letter of the word September, and I really liked how it turned out. Moving on to pages 3 and 4. My monthly tracker is over here, and I brought back the arrows. In my How I Take Notes video, I really talked about my love for arrows, so it just felt appropriate to bring it into September spreads. And what I did this month was separate the 4 things that I'm planning to really track throughout September into their own separate mini trackers. I also added pops of colors by creating a 3D effect with my Tombow in the color 026. I pretty much use this color exclusively throughout all of September's pages. And then to the right here, I have a study tips page. I'm actually planning on doing an entire video dedicated to study tips because it's been highly requested. And in that video, I will go more into depth on all of these points. At the bottom here, I added a study tracker. Days 1 to 15 and 16 to 30 are separated. I could have just made it one big tracker, but I kind of like the look of 2 mini graphs side by side. And then we've got my Bento box back to school lunches planner. Last week I posted a back to school supplies haul, and in that I showed this new Bento box that I got for lunches, and so many comments came in about wanting Bento box lunch ideas. So I wanted an area where I could plan out what I'm going to make in that video. I think I'm gonna do 3 different variations. If you have any specific requests, let me know, but these boxes to the side here are all like the space I have to work with. The top layer has 2 sections and the bottom layer has 1. At the bottom, I'll probably figure out some sort of main portion of the lunch, and then at the top include some sort of side or snack. And then to the right, I have a readings page. This is probably going to be very useful for my fellow university students. This spread covers 4 weeks, and I have 5 bullet points under each week to represent the 5 different courses I have to take. And how this will basically work is once I know my schedule and I get my syllabus for each course, I'll be able to write down what readings I need to do each week for each course. Of course, what's a plan with me without the weekly spread? In my latest student bullet journaling video, I did a weekly spread that many of you guys loved, so this is just a small variation on it. There's vertical spaces for each day of the week. There's a section at the top for events or classes, a section for to-do lists that I labeled Get It Done, and then at the bottom here, I added something a little bit new. It's a daily spending tracker. So in this section here, each day I would write down what I spent. Now, unlike a spending tracker, I'm not going to be able to get very detailed with where that money exactly was spent. We shall see if the daily spending tracker ends up being a love or hate situation, but you guys know I always love experimenting with my spread, so this is what that is, an experiment. At the bottom left here, I'm doing some more experimenting with a weekly gratitude journal log-ish thing. Wow, that was a sentence. Usually I have the gratitude section on a completely separate page for the entire month, but again, I'm experimenting, and I will just list beside each day of the week something I'm grateful for. And then at the bottom right, I also have a meal planner where I can plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinner for each day of the week. As you can see with this weekly spread, I really tried to combine a ton of pages into just 2. When I'm in school mode, I just get super busy, and I want something easy. I want to be able to update my journal without flipping to tons of pages, so this just seemed like a really good solution for that. This last page is a page that I actually created last minute because it was requested by a user on Instagram, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you should go check me out. These are the things that I'm pretty much going to be doing leading up to the first day of school and probably on the first day of school. Number 1, printing out the syllabus for each of my classes. Number 2, gathering my notebooks and assembling my pencil case, buying textbooks, doing my first week of readings, yada yada yada. I just thought this was a really fun page to do and design, and it definitely did help get me a little bit closer to accepting the fact that school is going to be a thing again. And that is a wrap on September's plan with me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to keep sending me photos of your spreads, whether they've been inspired by something I've done or not. I just really like seeing what you guys are up to. I'd also love to hear in the comments below which page from this month's spreads was your favorite and whether or not any of you are going back to school. And if you are, when is your first day back? I will see you all very soon with a new video, and until then, bye everyone.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the map? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came. For a while I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000